ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So what figure are we reviewing today? Well, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe class, STARSCREAM from Transformers 1. And I really dig this guy. He's pretty cool. He may have some issues, but I still like him. Really neat for what he is. But is he truly worth having in the collection? Well, let's check him out, shall we? Let's go! Now, before we take a look at the figure itself, we need to take a quick look at the packaging right here. Yeah, come here, packaging. We have a nice image of STARSCREAM in his robot mode and in his jet mode. I don't know why the artwork here has the better head sculpt compared to the toy Transformers Studio Series. Transformers 1, STARSCREAM, he's a Decepticon. And on this side of the box, another image of STARSCREAM himself. And on this other side, got the rest of the image, and then Autobot symbol, weird. He's a deluxe class. And on the back of the box, a nice screen capture from the film itself. And we have his bio right here. STARSCREAM leads High Guard fighting corruption from the shadows. Cool. And more obligatory product shots of the toy, robot mode, jet mode, 30 steps of transformation. Wow. So anyway, that is basically it for the packaging itself. And moving right along, here we have STARSCREAM fully transformed into his Cybertronian jet mode. It kind of looks like a Tetrajet, kinda. It kind of does, anyway. But it looks great as far as I'm concerned. I really like the jet mode here for STARSCREAM. It's very screen accurate to how he looked in the film. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at some details. We got nice gold-ish paint for the cockpit section. And we got the gunmetal gray paint on the front here. A little bit more gunmetal gray paint going down on the center. And got the little thing here. Nice red paint right there. And got some blue paint and some gunmetal gray paint on the wings as well. And my only real complaint about the jet mode is that the visible fist and the visible feet. And I mean, the feet I don't really have a problem with. It's the visible fist that stick out like a sore thumb, and that's a little bit unfortunate. But oh well, it is what it is. Not as clean as other STARSCREAMs I've ever had. Anyway, but all around though, from this angle, he looks beautiful. He looks great as far as I'm concerned. Nice sculpting all around, and yeah. Now as far as accessories go, now this section here on the top is actually removable, so you can actually have this as an actual accessory, as an actual gun if you really want to. But that's more. This is more for the. It's more molded in a way that it fills the alt mode, completes the alt mode, as far as I'm concerned. But other accessories he includes his null rays right here. They can be removable, but you kind of need to put them there for transformation. So yeah. And of course this blaster here, it stores right in there in jet mode, so yeah, there you go. But yeah, all around it's a very nice looking jet mode. And look, the snoot can droop. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but anyway, but yeah, the snoot can droop, of course. Now, you do have options on how you want to display your STARSCREAM. You can display him with the wings swept down like that. You know, it's a thing that you can do. Or you can just unclip the entire wing here, and then there's a tab that goes into a slot right in there, and you can just unclip it and just tap that in right there, and you can basically have the wings straightened out like that. And yeah, there you go. So you don't need to have him look like a Tetrajet. Just have like a normal jet thing like that. And that's pretty cool. You know, there's options on how you want to display your STARSCREAM in jet mode. So that's pretty cool. But me personally, I'm just gonna have him displayed as the Tetrajet thing. So I'm just gonna untab all this and just clip this back in. So there you go. Alright, so there you go. And of course these wings, you know, they can move up and down if you really want them to. So there you go. So yeah, that is basically it for the jet mode itself. It looks pretty good in my personal opinion. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And here we have STARSCREAM compared with the other Studio Series Transformers 1 figures I've gotten so far. We got Optimus Prime, Megatron, Sentinel Prime, and Bumblebee. So you can see how they look together, and they look really good together. really cool. And I cannot wait to receive my copy of Alita 1. And of course, next year we're gonna have Arachnid and Alpha Trion. And I believe, according to the listings, we're gonna get a Transformers 1 Orion packs and a Transformers 1 Thundercracker in the Studio Series line. And yeah, very excited to get those figures for the Transformers 1 film. And yeah, very cool, very cool. So that is pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. Alright, so yeah, that is it for the jet mode. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful in my personal opinion. Just wish they could hide the fist away a little bit better, but oh well, it is what it is. But without further ado, let us transform Starscream into his robot mode. Now, out of all the Starscream figures I've owned, this guy has the most interesting transformation of them all. I absolutely love his transformation. Very cool engineering. So let's get started. So first things first, we're gonna do some parts forming. What? We have to remove this top section here, and we also need to remove this blaster here, and that just untabs itself. And we'll just remove these and put them off to the side. We don't need to remove the null rays because they're gonna stay there forever. So there you go. But anyway, what you want to do here is you want to unclip the wings here. You want to actually no, first you want to untab this section here. You want to bring this forward like that, and just untab this. You're gonna bring this forward just like so, and now you can take the wings and just unclip them like so, and they're very easy to unclip. And there you go. And you want to take the arms here, just untab them just like so, untab them from the sides like that. You want to untab these blue panels just like so, just untab them and flip them out to the side a little bit, and then take the feet and you'll flip them out like so, flip the feet out, and then flip the thrusters, untab the thrusters, bring them out like so, untap the thrusters, bring them out like so, and then you want to take the legs here and you want to untab them from these tabs, because these tabs will go into the slots in jet mode. Just untab them and then unfold his legs down, unfold this, and then split the legs, and then flip in these blue panels, and there we go. We got his legs pretty much all done and ready. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I need to raise up the camera, so I will be right back. Here we are at the top floor. So what we're gonna do next is gonna take these shoulder pieces and just bring them down like so, and this is on a hinge, and just bring this back, rotate this back, and there you go. And that will tab in right in there, and there you have an arm all done. So do the same thing on your side, just bring the shoulder pad down and then rotate this in just like so, tab that in, and boom, there you go. We got the arms pretty much all done. So we are at the home stretch, because the last thing we need to do is deal with the backpack and of course the chest section. So you want to flip this open, just open this up, and that will reveal the head. Oh, there we go. And then you untab this section like so, and then flip in the nose cone, just flip this in, and then just bring this cockpit section up, and then untab this, and then fold this in, fold all this in. Actually, before they fold this in, you have to bring this down, and then this will fold in like so. Just make sure you got more clearance. So there we go. Just fold all this up, and then bring this up, and just bring this section in like so, like that, and then bring this all this down, and then there's a tab here that will go into a slot right in there. So just tab this in, and then bring the head down, and again, and there's a tab that will go into a slot right in there, and that will tab in right there. It foops into place, and there we got the chest ready to go. And if you really want to, you can display him like this, but per the instructions they want you to actually not per the instructions, because the instructions have him transforming from robot mode to alt mode. So but anyway, what they want you to do is you're going to bring this up like so, and then there's a tab that will go into a slot right in there. Just tab this in just like that, so they can secure that into place. Just tab that in like that. And for the wings here, you want to bring this back, and then you can rotate this around, and take this, and then you can see that there's a tab that would go into a slot right in there. I mean, it doesn't really tab in super securely, just place for it to rest, and then just bring this in, and that would tab in right there, and there you have one side all done. So do the same thing on your side. Just untap this, bring this back, rotate this around, flip the wing forward, and then tab this back in, tap this wing in, and I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we're done. So there you go. There we have STARSCREAM fully transformed into his robot's mode. And I think he looks pretty good in my personal opinion. It looks very screen accurate to how he looked in the film. So let us compare the toy to the animation model here. And yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty dang close, I will say. Very good. Very well done, in my personal opinion. But anyway, there you go. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that head sculpt. And yeah, the one thing I'm really not a fan of in his robot mode is that why does he have pouty lips? He has pouty lips. I don't know what is up with that. What's going on here? Huh? Hasbro, let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see it clearer. There we go. So, Hasbro, why you gave STARSCREAM the pouty lips? What up with that, man? What up with that? But, you know, the helmet here, it still looks really good. You know, he has nice over paint for the face, red for the eyes, but again, the pouty lips, really? That's weird. It's so weird. Yeah, that's my only real issue with the robot mode. And another issue that I will say in a little bit, but yeah. But all around, he does look really good. There's a lot of nice sculpting details, like the gunmetal gray paint on the arms, and a lot of paint work on his chest area. And I really like how the cockpit forms the chest. That's really nice. That's really clever, in my personal opinion. And then coming down the legs here, nice gunmetal gray paint for the feet, blue paint from the shins. And all around, you know, I mean, he does have a backpack, but, you know, it's pretty accurate to the backpack that he had in the film. So, yeah, of course. But yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty dang good in my personal opinion. Just wish he did not have the pouty lips, but anyway. But there you go. But anyway, let's talk about the articulation in robot mode. So the head is on a ball joint. It can rotate a full 360. He can look up a little bit. He can't really look down. You can move the wings back to accommodate the arm movement, so the arms can actually rotate a full 360, and they can move in and out. You can use this joint if you really want to. Hey, there is a swivel above the elbow. There is an elbow joint over 90 degrees of bend there, so that is nice. Nothing at the wrist because everything here is molded into place. Nothing at the waist as well. The legs can move up that far, can move back that far. He could do the full splits. He does have a thigh rotation. He does have a very deep knee bend because of the transformation. The feet, they can move down, they can't really move up, and this is where I take issue with this figure. He does not have ankle tilts. And I've always wanted my figures with ankle tilts because ankle tilts really help the figures articulate very well, and they can pose well. I mean, he can still pose well, but the lack of ankle tilts is a bit frustrating and a little bit disappointing in my personal opinion. He could have had ankle tilts, but the designers mentioned that like here is very thin, you know, they couldn't work an ankle tilt around there, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, but still, it would have been nice if he had ankle tilts, because man, major bummer that this figure does not have ankle tilts. But oh well, it is what it is. So yeah, I got two issues in robot mode already. Lack of ankle tilts and the pouty lips. I don't like the pouty lips. I'm just not a fan of that. But anyway, so let's talk about how he can use accessories in robot mode. So there are multiple ways in displaying him with the accessories. So let me zoom out a little bit more so you can see the weapons. So there we go. So these are the weapons right here. So basically you can have him hold these two weapons in his two hands. So there's a tab there that goes into his hand like so. So you can just plug that into his hand, and then you can just plug this into his other hand. Oops, I forgot to put this back forward. There we go. So there we go. So you can have him wield two weapons if you really want to, or you can actually combine them into one weapon. So basically this tab right here is meant to go into the slot right in there. So just tap this in just like so, and then this post will go into his hand, and now he is holding one weapon, which looks kinda off. It looks weird, but hey, it's a thing that you can do if you really want to do it. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking gun, you know. It's a weird looking gun, but hey, you know, they're aliens, you know, they're always gonna have weird looking guns, so yeah. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, while the robot mode does look good, he just needed a little bit more articulation, and of course the pouty lips. I'm just not a big fan of that, but anyway, yeah, but there you go. That is it. That's basically it for the robot mode. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And here we have STARSCREAM compared with the other Studio Series Transformers 1 figures I've gotten so far. We got Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, or Predacitron, and Sentinel Prime. And they look really good together. Very nicely done figures here, in my personal opinion. STARSCREAM is only the weakest because he lacks ankle tilts, whereas these 4 figures all have ankle tilts. So yeah, it's a shame that STARSCREAM does not have ankle tilts, but oh well, it is what it is. But they still look really good together, I will say. Very nice set of figures here. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class STARSCREAM from Transformers 1. And overall, it's a pretty nicely done figure, in my personal opinion. I don't think he's a bad one, you know? The robot mode looks good. The old mode looks great, as far as I'm concerned. Just wish the fist could have been hidden away a little bit better, but otherwise, the old mode looks great. I do have some issues with the figure, though. 1, he has the pouty lips for some reason, and 2, he lacks the ankle tilts. I mean, I don't care for the wrist, I don't care for the waist, because I'm kind of used to STARSCREAM figures without wrist and waist. So yeah, but the lack of ankle tilts is kind of painful for this figure. So yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that he lacks those ankle tilts, but oh well, it is what it is. The transformation is really interesting, really cool. I really like the engineering on this figure. Definitely one of the most interesting engineering a STARSCREAM has ever gotten, you know, in my personal opinion. Really cool. I really like the way the cockpit transforms into the chest. I love that. I think that's my favorite bit of the transformation. And yeah, it's a smooth process, it's an enjoyable transformation, so all in all, it's a fun figure to mess with, and he's a solid figure, you know, nothing is loose, nothing is floppy, everything works as it should, nothing pops off, thankfully. So yeah, so all in all, if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just gonna give him a solid, you know, a 7.5 out of 10. He could be better. There are things that could have been improved, like adding the ankle tilts, hiding the fist in jet mode, and then don't put the pouty lips. That's my only issues with the figure, but for the most part, I like him. He is really fun to mess with, and I'm really glad to have him in the collection. And yeah, you should definitely give STARSCREAM a chance. You might enjoy him as much as I do. So yeah, so there you go. All right, so that is pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed, so I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe class, Transformers 1 STARSCREAM, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out, till all in one, and I'll see you guys next time. STARSCREAM!
Alita, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching. Smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.